Parliament seems to be devolving, and as entertaining as that is, I don't think it's very productive. Welcome to my channel, y'all. I hope you're having a great day. Well, yesterday in question period, Jagmeet Singh actually called all of the Conservatives bootlickers, and in response, Pierre called him a Maserati Marxist. Now, I don't know about you, but I think calling somebody a bootlicker is a lot worse than calling somebody a Maserati Marxist. And everybody seemed to kind of take it in good humor until the end when somebody complained about Pierre Poilievre referring to Jagmeet Singh as a Maserati Marxist. But I was kind of wondering, why didn't the speaker actually ask Jagmeet Singh to retract those words, bootlicker, after he said them? Because I've seen the speaker ask a lot of times lately for people to retract words that didn't seem quite as bad. But I don't know, maybe there's a double standard happening here. Let's go to question period and see what happened.
The honourable member from Burnaby South.
Why are these Conservatives chirping so much? They've proven that they are bootlickers for billionaires.
That was the second time he said it. He had to repeat it twice because after the first time, the Conservatives were heckling him and the speaker had to stop. At that point, I thought that the speaker was going to ask him to withdraw those comments, but he didn't. So he gets to repeat that same comment again. Now, I don't particularly think that's parliamentary language, and I'm all for good-hearted ribbing and having a little bit of fun, but I don't think calling your opponents bootlickers is really on the level of good-hearted fun. However, the Conservatives, they didn't make a big deal about it. The next time Poilievre got up to ask a question, he referred to Jagmeet Singh as a Maserati Marxist. Let's go and see how that worked out.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister claims he's taking taxes off of fresh-made produce. He really does. He really does think that food comes from the grocery store, not from the farmers who actually grow the produce. That's why he, I guess, thinks he can carbon tax those farmers without taxing the food. And then you have his friend, the Maserati Marxist over there in the. Canadians are out of money. How about a carbon tax election?
So everybody is taking jabs at each other, and they all seem to be having a little bit of fun with it. It is getting close to Christmas and close to the Christmas break, so why not? And I don't think that Maserati Marxist is an overly bad reference. Now, bootlicker, I think that's getting up there. And you can tell that Pierre has a little bit of a sense of humor and a little bit of intelligence in his comments, whereas bootlicker is kind of base, is my opinion. So after question period comes points of order, and a Liberal decided to stand up and take exception to Maserati Marxist. Let's go and see what he had to say.
The Honourable Member from Don Valley West.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And it's rare for me to rise on a point of order in this House. However, as I try to keep my head down and attempt to focus on the issues being raised, I feel the need to draw your attention to the increase in name-calling during question period. Earlier today, the Leader of the Opposition referred to the member from Burnaby South by what I would consider to be an unparliamentary moniker, 2 words beginning with M, that I will not repeat here. We're about to welcome, Mr. Speaker, we're about to welcome athletes who have represented our country with excellence, with appropriate nature, and are truly honourable. And I would ask that you continue to be vigilant and ensure that the decorum in this House is maintained, and that you ask members to apologize for using ridiculous monikers with honourable members. Thank you.
But no mention of Jagmeet Singh calling all the Conservatives bootlickers. I think that's a little bit one-sided. But then again, everything in the House seems to be a little bit one-sided. All of the parties seem to take shots at the Conservatives, even though the Conservatives aren't in power. And it's almost like they're treating them as if they're the government, because they know they will be the next government. Now, the remaining back and forth during question period wasn't anything spectacular. However, the Bloc Québécois did offer the Liberals a bone. They said that they would unblock Parliament in order to get a few bills passed. They would unblock Parliament for 24 hours. But Justin doesn't seem like he's going to accept that. I don't really think he wants to unblock Parliament. Let's take a look at that exchange.
The Honourable Member for Blanchet. Mr. Speaker, I feel the Prime Minister doesn't understand how serious this situation is. The National Assembly of Quebec voted unanimously for an end to the religious exception, and the Jewish community in Quebec and Canada is afraid. Due to the federal government's lack of action, people can openly incite to violence against the Jewish community. So if the Prime Minister shows that he's serious, we will also be serious. If he says that he's willing to do something about this, we will unblock Parliament for 24 hours. Mr. Speaker, we see that the Bloc Québécois is open to doing something here, but we would like to see that kind of readiness when it comes to other initiatives. For example, improving the healthcare system for the most vulnerable, which is blocked due to conservative filibustering. Same thing for dental care, also blocked by the Conservatives. Or we would like them to help us be able to work on our online harms bill, C-63, which would protect people throughout the country, especially children. We would like to be able to debate all these things in Parliament, but unfortunately, the Bloc Québécois is continuing to let the Conservatives to make it all grind to a halt. The Honourable Member for Blanchet. Well, I don't think the Prime Minister liked my idea. It's a matter of leadership. It's a matter of courage. It's a matter of consistency. We have courage. I'm simply proposing the same thing as the Prime Minister already did for the GST break. We're proposing the same thing to protect the Jewish community. We will unblock Parliament. We will pass this. We will feel good about what we've accomplished. And then who knows? If the government has other good ideas that don't interfere with Quebec, who knows?
Now, I don't think Justin's going to take him up on that. And I haven't looked at this bill, so I don't know if it's good or bad. But it actually does seem like a pretty good idea to remove the religious exemption from hate speech. If there's going to be hate speech, then why is there a religious exemption? We know what the result is. We know that the Jews are subject to a lot of hatred these days from the far left and from pro-Hamas, pro-terror organizations. So it's probably a good idea or a good bill. But if we start making exceptions for one bill or another, well, then how many exceptions are there going to be? Is it just going to be that the Bloc is going to be able to say when Parliament is open and when Parliament isn't, and only their bills get to be brought onto the floor? That's probably what Blanchet wants, and he seems to be a master politician. Regardless of what you think about him personally, he does know how to play the game. I just don't think it's good for the country, but he knows he's in control, and he's pretty happy about that. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to know what you think. Put your comments down below. And while you're at it, please like this video, share with your friends and on social media. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification so you never miss another video. Also, please join me on Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. Pacific time for my live stream where you can join in on the conversation. Finally, if you reside on Vancouver Island and you want to get your firearms license, also known as a PAL, I teach the required courses, and there are links in the description of this video to my website where you can sign up to take one from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.